Well, here we go again, all over again. California is quite literally on fire. Thanks for hanging out. This is In Other News. I'm your host, Mike Russell, and we do this every day at noon. Appreciate you hanging out with us. So go ahead and like it, share it, and let the peeps know. Let the masses know what we got going on here. Here is my confession. Those some will already know, some don't. I am a former Californian. I was born and raised in Southern California for the most part. I went to high school here in Arizona, went back out to California, passed the test, and escaped. And it made Arizona my home sweet home. And very, very obviously, I'm very proud. That's that way. Very proud of this state. I love being in Arizona for so many reasons. One of the reasons is we're pretty damn well managed. Our natural resources here in the state of Arizona are pretty well managed. So when we look at my former state as an example of management, obviously it's in shambles. It's absolutely in shambles. They're in debt. They've spent $24 billion on to eradicate homelessness, and homelessness is up 70%. They have a multi-billion-dollar, $100 billion train project that has, I believe, 1 mile of track laid in 4 years. And they do not learn their lesson. Here's what I mean when I say they don't learn their lesson. California is on fire again. And it is the same old story like we see every single year. We see California go up in flames each and every year. And oh my gosh, did you see that? I remember one time, I am a huge, I am a gigantic Disney fan. I know you guys kind of get after me about that. But I was born and raised at Disneyland. I mean, Disneyland was just, we had the annual passes and all that stuff. I remember looking at the Magic Kingdom and seeing the flames behind the castle. This happens again every single year. And for this to surprise anyone is kind of I believe a bit disingenuous. But there are people that are clutching their pearls, just wondering how we're going to save all these people. Move. Do you remember the Sam Kinison bit where he's like, you want to solve world hunger? Yeah, stop sending them food. Remember this? Sam Kinison said, stop sending them food. He said, send them U-Haul trucks and move them to where the food is. Californians, you are not going to be properly managed. Look at this. Look at it. Even after seeing this, do you know why politicians in California want you to see this? This is a hospital being evacuated. This is a hospital being evacuated. Those are hospital patients evacuating. Do you know why they want you to see that? They want you to see that so you'll agree, yes, charge me more in taxes, charge me more to live here because this is all because of climate change. Californians have decimated their water supply, running, I don't even know how many cubic feet of water, cubic tons of water, however they measure it, into the ocean to save the Delta smelt. They're environmental wackos. I'm going to say this. These places are burning because California is run by a bunch of environmental wackos that are not leading with science. They're leading with danger for their citizenry and these wildfires to advance their own narcissistic, power-hungry, money-grubbing agendas. That's it. I'm not saying that the climate isn't changing. I'm saying in California, they love these fires. These fires show that we have to get carbon taxes. That we, except for my winery, says Gavin Newscomb. Except for my winery, but we have these carbon taxes we got to put in. There's an easy way to eliminate this. James Woods, I think, is one of the best actors in the history of time. A good conservative guy. If you follow him on X, if you don't follow him on X, please get over to and follow James Woods. Follow him. Fantastic mind. He's aligns with us. He's a great guy. He posted his deck essentially. Yeah, obviously a very successful man. And by the way, I don't want to hear any of this noise like, oh, they're rich, they can handle it. Screw that. If I get rich, if I become wealthy, I don't want people saying, oh, yeah, too bad, he can handle it. No, that's my house. That's a house I bought with a lot of money that I made. So James Woods, who probably bought the house for like 200 grand back in the day, and it's over $2 bazillion, but his deck, it was greenery, then cement in the pool. And the flames by his pool were higher than his roof. It was right there. And he said, I did everything that I could by putting the sprinkler systems down there. Basically, they're like you have the sprinkler systems in your on the ceiling. He said that was basically in the backyard. I cut as much as they would let me cut, and here it is. Here it is, right at my doorstep. Because there are proper management techniques that need to be followed, which most other states follow, that aren't just going headlong into this climate change initiative, and need things like this to scare the crap out of people, have them lose their homes and all this. Listen to Gavin Newsom. This ticked me off more than anything today. A lot of things ticked me off today. Check this out.
States happens to be in town. It didn't take more than a text message to get the FMAG approved, which means we're getting reimbursed for the vast majority of these costs. No politics, no hand-wringing, no kissing of the feet.
Yeah, take a shot at Trump, dude, because someone who is not Joe Biden approved your funds. Listen to this.
President of the United States said, yes, what else do you need? Emergency proclamations being drafted as we speak. And I just want to thank the president, because that's something I don't take for granted, and something we should not take for granted at this moment in American history. So thank you, President Biden, as well.
Okay, well, hold on. Excuse me. One more time. Let's go back. Maybe I was talking over this guy.
States happens to be in town. It didn't take more than a text message to get the FMAG approved, which means we're getting reimbursed.
There you go. Thank you, Brendan. That's exactly what I was looking for, is the reimbursed. Reimbursed by whom? I am not in charge of your state, bro. No. My tax dollars does not go because you don't know how to manage your greenery and forestry in your state. No. Because this happens every single year, and you're like, oh, it's because of global warming. It's absolutely absurd that I'm going to have to pay for the bridge that tanker destroyed in the East Coast from a private company with insurance, but now we have to pay for it because the Biden administration said, don't worry, we got it. Sick of this noise. I'm sorry, there are people's houses that are being destroyed, and hopefully insurance, not us, not taxpayers. I am really sorry. You choose to live in this state that you know is insanely, the level of management is insane. And this happens every single year. You're like, oh, it happened in my neighborhood? Yeah, it did happen in your neighborhood. Things burned down because it's improperly managed. It's absolutely crazy. California, you get what you deserve. People just move out of there and stop voting that way, for the love of God. Everything that made you vote for Gavin Newsom should tell you I shouldn't vote this way anymore. I know. See, I'm getting pretty fired up. Here's what I want you to, all of us. I need you to take a step back, because I've had this sent not once, twice, but thrice today. 3 times I've been pointed to, not had the video sent. I had to go find the video, but being sent to the new fire chief of LA, that she is all about DEI, and it is no meritocracy, which every first responder position should be in a meritocracy. The best, the brightest, the fastest, the strongest, just them to protect the citizenry, not who they sleep with or who they're attracted to or what they're identifying as today. I do get that. So here she is.
Super inspired.
She took time out of her already busy schedule to tell us about her vision for the department's future, one that includes a 3-year strategic plan to increase diversity.
People ask me, well, what number are you looking for? I say, I'm not looking for a number. It's never enough.
Out of 33.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Here's a diversity of the very best you can find.
100 city firefighters, only 115 are women right now.
That doesn't matter.
She's already looking at ways to change that. She's quick to point out that doing so has a greater purpose, attracting the best.
Yeah, do you know why they have all this B-roll? That's not current footage. You know why they have all this B-roll? Because it happens every damn year. But here's what I want you to back up off. You to back off the fire chief. Who cares? She's a DEI loving, she's a lesbian, and who cares? Who cares? These fires have absolutely nothing to do with the fire department. Nothing. The LA Fire Department has nothing to do with this. They're trying their damnedest to stop this fire that was caused not by them. They were trying their damnedest to stop this fire that was caused by mismanagement of resources. I'm telling you. But just I understand this. California, they had a DEI hire for the fire chief. Who cares? Has nothing to do with this. You're just barking up the wrong train. You're making us look bad. Just it. And by the way, if you jumped in there, because there was a tinge of me at first, like, oh, here we go. And then I thought, well, wait a second. That's not what this is all about. It just isn't. It isn't at all. So I do wish the poor citizenry of California that is being used, their livelihoods, like Maui, like North Carolina, their livelihoods are destroyed and being used to advance in a left-leaning agenda, a leftist agenda, a climate agenda. My heart's with them. It's sad. It's just sad. Earthquake would take down California. No, don't worry. The earthquake will still do it. Yeah, it's who's going to be there and what California's going to look like at the time. Nostradamus still got that on lock. Trust me, I've been through enough California earthquakes to know he had that. Yes, Colin. The fires are not diverse enough. What's up, Chris? How you doing? I don't know if he called the National Guard yet. Really doesn't matter because A, we know he wants it to be as devastating as possible, and B, we need that he needs to use this to support his climate agenda, so he doesn't want it taken out. That's such a good song. Now, thanks for the earworm, Grizz. Oh, that's such a good song. Whew, love that song. I've seen horrible videos, and I don't want to see any more horrible videos. I want the damn thing put out, and I want Californians to hopefully come to their senses eventually someday. What I think is disgusting though is that Joe Biden has committed that we are going to reimburse them for this when it's their own damn fault. Period. Sorry. It's like reimbursing Arizona if we go through a heat wave. We know damn well what we're doing here. We know how to handle the heat. If we don't, we shouldn't be here. Let's hope the country. Yeah, let's hope the country. It's a good point, Craig. Let's hope the country is not burned down before January 20th. In other news, Donald Trump has asked the Supreme Court to postpone the Merchan sentencing. Was supposed to happen at the end of the week, and if it doesn't happen, for all intents and purposes, Merchan has said that he will not impose any probation, jail time, any of that, or even fines. This is going to be so Jamie Raskin and his ilk can jump onto the 25th Amendment, 25th or 14th. Yeah. Okay, one of those. And declare him ineligible to be the president of the United States. That's it. It's happening Friday. So I don't think the Supreme Court's going to jump in. I don't think it's going to be interesting to see if they jump in. And if they do, just buckle up for it, because you know what's going to happen. Oh, the conservative, illegitimate Supreme Court. Let's talk about expanding the Supreme Court. Blah, 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 blah. Same old playbook. Same old playbook. Let me look for something. I was actually going to jump to another story, but let me look for something that's a little more just kind of fun, because there's some just absolutely gnarly stuff that I'm about to bring to you guys that you guys are. Dad got an invite. What? Shut up! That is totally rad. Oh my god, dude! I don't care who it is. I swear to you, even if Kamala won, if someone invited me to go to the swearing in of the president of the United States, I'm on a plane. Dude, that's cool. Yeah. Let's see. What Mike, sorry, off topic, but what have you heard about 11 terrorists released from Gitmo? Not surprised. I actually thought there was only one or two left. I'll have to look into that. I'm not surprised at all. If you look at what Joe Biden's team is up to, it's not Joe Biden. What Joe Biden's team, has been doing, and who they have been pardoning, it's absolutely disgusting, and it should not surprise anyone. Should not surprise anyone. The dude that ran over and killed all those people in New Orleans, you're not going to hear anything else about him. It's just a complete cover up. It's absolutely, yeah. Weyerhaeuser et al. Private sector manages their forest beautifully. All right, yeah, that's kind of cool. I don't know much about that. Weyerhaeuser et al. Private sector. Oh yeah, the private sector. Now I see what you're saying. Oh yeah, hell yeah. And it's funny because California has the opportunity. There are the James Woodses out there that try to keep their property clear of all this, the underbrush, the deadfall, and puts in the sprinklers and does that, and it has the resources and the time to do something like that. There's a ton of them. My buddy Ron lives in Huntington Beach, where I moved from, and I remember going to his house and going, dude, what is your HOA fee here? I mean, his block, his entire community looks like Edward Scissorhands. Like, everything is perfect. And he goes, we don't have an HOA. He's like, we just make sure everything looks nice. It's possible to do. Yeah. He did pardon a couple of pedos, especially the Chinese national that had something like 14,000 toddler sex images on his laptop. But he got serving 25 years. He got released by the Biden administration. So I'm with you on that. Yeah, I got to check into this Gitmo thing. So I will look into it, James, and we might talk about it mañana. Okay. But I wanted to get into something that was a little less hairy. Actually, if you're gonna say Gitmo, let's just go ahead and do it then. Did y'all know? Let's get in on this here. Let's get in on this and do some reading if we can all do this together. And I will get my spectacles, and we can read this little letter to the president-elect of the United States of America. That would be one Donald John Trump. All right, from let's see here, who's sending this? Timber Shet. Sending this, dear Mr. President, congratulations on your decisive victory on November 5th. East Tennesseans cannot wait to have strong leadership at the White House again. I write to express my strong concerns with the foreign aid being funneled to the Taliban. Do we have your attention? And my desire to work with your administration to stop tax dollars from going to terrorists. During the 118th Congress, it was brought to my attention the United States, the U.S. State Department, under the Biden administration, was funneling money to the Taliban. In fact, when I questioned Secretary Antony Blinken about this, he admitted that non-governmental organizations, NGOs for the cool kids, paid nearly $10 million of foreign aid to the Taliban with your tax dollars. The larger issue, which Secretary Blinken failed to acknowledge, is the shipment of cash payments in the United States dollars to Afghanistan's central bank. These cash shipments, so Obama. Cash shipments were auctioned off. After that, they are nearly impossible to track. This is how the Taliban is being funded and plans to fund terrorism around the world. 2023, I introduced a bill requiring the State Department, yada, 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 yada. Chuck Schumer refused to bring the bill or vote to the Senate. That's right, because they're all complicit in this. Do you know what this is for, y'alls? If you saw the description of the show, you should probably darn well know exactly what this is from. You ready for this? Taliban Gold Star Families. $40 million a week. Taliban Gold Star Families. Families of terrorists that we have taken out and our allies have taken out that are being compensated by the United States government at your tax dollars. This is one of the most egregious. I don't even know if I have words for it. I don't know how to describe this. How do you describe terrorist families being compensated because they blew themselves up killing some of our men and women? How do you justify this? You don't. You just hide it. Cash money. Look at Barack Obama. The truth will come out eventually about all the absolutely horrific things him and Joe Biden have done to this nation. The truth with the Clintons, by the way, I'm not The Obamas and the Bidens are so bad, I ain't even mad at the Clintons anymore. The Clintons just enriched themselves. The Clintons literally just lined their pockets to tunes of hundreds of millions of dollars to the Clinton Foundation and all their charitable things they were doing. Yeah. You're right, Chris. Gold Star families are hurting. Gold Star families deserve it all. Again, if you are wounded in combat as a United States soldier and you are a Gold Star family, keys to the castle, you got it. What do you want? Free college tuition, free health care, whatever you want. I know I understand the VA with the health care. I get it, but still, come on. I anything you want, you should get. How does this not stop? This better be Doge Day 1. Doge Day 1, $40 million to the Taliban a week is going bye-bye. What is it? $160 million a month? $1.6 billion? Almost $2 billion a year? It's absolutely disturbing to me. But thank goodness there are some East Tennesseans. Hey, mayor here in East Tennessee. We're excited for you to get this all under control. Get them Talibanis. I'm down with that, dude. All down with that all day. Oakland fires. Oh, yeah. Dude, it is scary to watch. Why? Because it's not environmentally sound to go clear the undergrowth and all of that little, what do we call it when we're making a campfire? Kindling. Absolute morons. Can we get to John Fetterman? Fetterman. Fetterman Senator. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Get some coffee. I'll straighten this out. Hang tight, guys. Senator John Fetterman. There we go. Of PA is actually speaking common sense. Now, he's not speaking common sense. He's reading it off of his tablet. You'll see this in the clip. Leading this up, he looks just like Lurch. But he's reading it from his tablet. But at least his tablet is speaking some sort of independent common sense. He's like, you guys are a bunch of heaping morons. There is the Lakin-Riley piece of legislation, Lakin-Riley Act. Lakin Riley. Act, which basically clears out illegal migrant sex offenders. How was this not unanimous? Lakin-Riley, thank you. Lakin-Riley, how in the world does not everyone vote for getting rid of migrants, asylum seekers that rape people, that kill people, that commit crimes? Senator Fetterman.
Really common sense. And I'd like to remind everybody that we have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of migrants here illegally that have convicted of crimes.
Yes. He's harder to listen to than RFK Jr., but I'm telling you, hell, here's a Democrat that won't even wear a damn tie.
And why? I don't know why. Who wants to defend to allow them to remain in our nation?
Yeah, stand up.
And now, if you're here illegally and you're committing crimes and those things, I don't know why anybody thinks that it's controversial that they all need to go.
Do you think that this was one of, if not the biggest issue for this election?
Not the biggest issue, Brett. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible question. But is this one of the several reasons why your party got its tuchus stomped?
Well, I think if we can't, there's 47 of us in the Senate, and if we can't pull up with 7 votes, if we can't get at least 7 out of 47, and if we can't, then that's the reason why we lost. That's one of.
Amen, bro. Amen, bro. If you can't get 7 Democrat senators to be like, you know what? Yeah, let's get rid of let's start with this mass deportation. Let's back Donald Trump on the mass deportation of criminals that are here in the Estados Unidos. If we can't do that, up and down floor votes. That's what I want. I want up and down floor votes. I want everybody on record. You said no. You said no. And if you say no, my follow-up legislation is going to be fantastic. My follow-up legislation is great. Each of those criminals, once they're released, get to go to your house. Or we'll just build, how about this? We build affordable housing, congressman or senator, in your neighborhood. Or we turn a local motel or hotel in your neighborhood to house these illegal criminals. Yeah. See how that works? All right. So many Democrats who will be voting with Republicans in 2025. And that's true. I think there are. I do agree with that. They have to. Politically, this has nothing to do with ideology. This has nothing to do with their conscience. This has nothing to do with doing the right thing. This has nothing to do with America first. This has nothing to do with country first. It has everything to do with keeping their job, their gravy train. Oh, it's terrible. Wait for Joe to walk down the hall towards you, and as he passes, say, "Pardon me." Ah! Yes, pardon me. Okay. I want a blanket pardon. I want one of those. You know what the blanket pardon reminds me of is what was the movie? What are those movies? The Purge, right? The premise of the movie, if I'm not mistaken, I didn't see the movies, but I always thought that I've seen a couple of movies just based on the trailer. Like, yeah, that would be really, really good. Apparently, it's a 24, 48 hour period where there's no crime. You just do what you want to do. You go cap some people. Did you know there's actually a lawless town? It's called the Slabs. What is it called? Something like the Slabs or something like that. It's a lawless town. It's in Joshua Tree. This is the nation's only lawless town. Has no laws. I was asking Queen Bee. I mean, do we just go there, just open fire? What do we do? That's just absolutely, and you're okay? Like, you cap somebody, you'd be all right? So weird. Brendan, not Tempe. Not Tempe, Brendan. No. My God. Tempe doesn't have the spine to be lawless. You got to be a hard town to be lawless. And yes, Greg, the people definitely are speaking, and it's good to hear Fetterman represent the people instead of just his Democrat Party. I think he's becoming a bit of a loose cannon, and I don't think it's for the reason that we just mentioned. I don't think he likes Chuck Schumer. I don't think he likes the Democrat Party. I think he sees the evil in this. You understand? He's a man child. He lived in his parents' basement until he was 40 something. I honestly think he's not seeing the error of his ways. He's just not going to toe the line. He sure as hell won't be reelected. I'll tell you that much. Let's see here. Your idea of immunity and disclosure is the way to go. We'll see. Let's go back to John Fetterman. There is a little kerfuffle going on about Greenland and the Panama Canal. But you know why? Because Donald Trump is a god-level troll. That's it. He is if you could have a X-Man superpower, if you have a Marvel superpower, trolling, he would be it. If trolling had a level of deity, Donald Trump would be it. So Donald Trump, see, Uncle Festerman, nicely done. Okay, well done. I love you guys. Are great. Donald Trump said, let's go buy Greenland. I don't care. If we give each Greenlander, I think there's 57,000. We give them all $1 million or something. Like, we're going to buy your land. We're just going to give you, everybody gets $1 million. I think it comes due 1/4 of what we paid for Ukraine. We can buy. But let's move on through. Let's do this here. So the Greenland, apparently there's some strategery. But even if there's not strategery, or speaking at a higher pay grade than I do, is in knowing my history and knowing military, strategery, geomilitary strategery. That might be on a T-shirt soon enough. Dibs. Let's get to John Fetterman bringing a hey, hold on. Let's look at this.
Go ahead. Can I talk about like there's a lot of talk about Greenland, for example. Now, and I know there's a lot of freakouts, and of course I would never support taking it by force. But I do think it's I do think it's a
Donald Trump never said he would take it by force. Never said that. He said is military or economic maneuvers on the table, and he said, yeah. Well, yeah. He's not talking about putting warships out off the coast. It might militarily. Why don't, instead of sending all this junk to Ukraine, send it to them? Pay that way. Oh, but everybody, he's gonna invade.
Responsible conversation if they were open to acquiring it and, whether just buying it outright. I mean, if anyone think that's bonkers, it's like, well, remember the Louisiana purchase? Oh, I think Alaska was a great deal too. $50 million, I think it was. It was referred to as Seward's Folly, and now that was Alaska now. So, I mean, open to having all kinds of conversations as well. And now I don't think it's not helpful to freak out, but some things might work out, some may not, but that's part of an ongoing dialogue.
Put the crap on the table. That's all I'm asking. It's all Donald Trump has ever asked. Put it all on the table. Remember when people were clutching their pearls because he said, he asked the Joint Chiefs, can we use our military to take out the cartels? And they said, no, sir, we can't. And he goes, okay. And then that was, Donald Trump has floated the idea of using the U.S. military against cartels. President Obrador responds, no. The man asks questions. What I learned from David Schweiker, who worked with him on the tax code, he said when Donald Trump came in the room, he could ask questions. He knew he had rules. He could ask questions. He couldn't say, I want this, this, this. He said he can only ask questions because that's his MO. Ask every question. Is it possible to nuke Greenland and take it over? No, sir. Okay. Is it possible to buy them? Ask questions. Oh, the trial balloon. I like that. That's a good way to put it, Greg. Absolutely a good way to put that. Panama Canal. Panama Canal. We not re-gift that. We take that damn thing back. That's smart. That's brilliant. That is American interest. That is stopping China. It's stopping them. Dude, they are taking over, Rover. And we take that back. Panama Canal is ours. Deal. Done. Forget about Greenland. Okay, whatever, Greenland. Forget about Canada. Forget all that stuff. Oh, God, I'd love to. I think I've watched the Trudeau resignation 6 times. Talk to my kids at dinner. Fidel III. Well, Fidel III, Daddy's going to not have a job soon. But the Panama Canal, I think, is a fantastic idea. The Greenland thing's over my head. If we need it, cool. I know they have minerals that we need, rare earth minerals that we need, but who knows? Mark Lamb said Trump is the best. He did actually say that. He said that with us as well. He just say he does. He actually pays attention. There's no drifting off. If you have a conversation with me, Queen Bee will attest to this. My children will attest to this. Sometimes I just go somewhere. And I always blame it on 2 brain surgeries. Sometimes I just don't care. Donald Trump is dialed in. Okay, we don't do a lot of that stuff here. That's why we call it another news. So let's move on. Let's hear. Wait a second. Panama sounds. I started living there in the 90s. Oh, really? Okay. Panama sounds awesome after hearing my wife's stories about living there in the 90s. Nice. I just keep singing Van Halen. It's been an earworm this entire time. I love Van Halen. Guys, I love Van Hagar. I love Van Halen. I love. I don't listen to him enough. But every time I hear like Panama, I get back into it. Right back into it. I saw Sammy Hagar's set list for I want to say it's Friday at Barrett Jackson. He's playing the hits, man. Sammy Hagar gets it. I like that. Like, I know Tone Loc lives out here. He'll play Funky Cole Medina all day. He didn't care. He's like, let me get some off my new album that drops next month. No one wants to hear that. No one paid you to hear that. No one did. Sammy Hagar gets it. He's like, people are showing up to see Sammy Hagar to hear what they know, not some of my new stuff promoting my tequila. AC/DC down. But I mean, the thing, if AC/DC came to town and wanted to start singing stuff off their new album, like I can only handle so many AC/DC songs in a row. The voice just grates on me. Same with Guns N' Roses. It's kind of like, okay. Bob Dylan, like, by the way, that is a fantastic movie. If you guys want to see it, it really is done well. The guy that plays Johnny Cash, fantastic. It's good. It's good. And they didn't make it some sappy romance thing either, like about breakups and stuff. The Bob Dylan movie is pretty good. I liked it a lot. Anyway, But he goes and he plays the hits. I had a friend that used to work for a company that managed the Arrowhead Pond. It's now the Honda Center in Anaheim, California, and he had Fleetwood Mac play there. And I talked to him the next day after Fleetwood Mac. He said it was so funny. He goes, every song that they played that you knew, concessions dead. No one was there. Everybody was watching. The second the first 5 notes hit and it wasn't one of their hits, concession sales. Yeah, absolutely. Eddie Van Halen. Geez, please. I actually stood next to him and thought I had some rock deity rub off on me. I met Coolio the same day, so same. I kid, but no, I at NAMM show, the North American, National Association of Music Merchants is a closed show. It's not open to the public. And then, but my ex was working with a company there, and so I got to go in, and Eddie Van Halen was with Fender or somebody, I forget which guitar company he was with, but he was just there, just freaking shredding that thing, and then and then he walked right by me, and I was like, whoa. I have a funny Eddie Van Halen story as well that has to do with a golf tournament, but we'll save that for a different day. But look, and if you are on your 401k tour, you're on your retirement tour, you're doing the casino circuit as a Earth, Wind, and Fire or whatever, play your hits. That's why I showed up. I don't show up to see Sammy Hagar singing about his tequila. I don't want him doing covers. Sing Van Halen songs. Standing on Top of the World. I want to hear that. Play that. That was on the set list too. I'm like, ooh, damn. Do you remember the I think that was the video. Standing on Top of the World was the Blue Angels. Was in the cockpit of the Blue Angels. Whoo! So good. Mm-hmm. Coolio song. The little lock things were like, and he's this tall, or this short, whatever. However, I mean, this glass half full, glass half empty. But I mean, he was just. I look over and all I saw was these things coming out of his head. Nice dude. So is Ike Turner. Ike Turner has shook this hand. Ike Turner. It's my pimp hand. I'm like, it now has power. Not too soon. Don't worry, not too soon. Remember when he was interviewed with Ike Turner? He said, Mr. Turner, have you struck Tina Turner? He said, I was on the narcotic. Best answer ever. I was on the narcotic. Yeah. You know, Lynn, we're doing important people stuff, buddy. This is important people stuff. Rock music. Tell me what. And Lynn, I'm not throwing you on blast here, buddy, but I mean, tell you what. He said, let's talk about important people stuff. I got to tell you, music might be the most important people stuff there is. I'll stop and talk about music any day of the week. I think one of the funniest things I've heard in a hot minute was that people say that that music just sounds better on vinyl, on a record. No, the music from that era is just better than the music now. You did security. Well, really? Right on. How about Soundgarden? Did you do Soundgarden, Grizz? Because I think that Chris Cornell is probably the greatest voice side of Freddie Mercury. I think Freddie Mercury is the best front man in the history of music. We could debate this all we want. Yeah. The music was much better. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I met 3 members of Skid Row. Hey, Skid Row. I met, oh God, who did I meet? Mr. Big here at, oh crap. The Dirty Drummer. Yeah, my uncle used to put remember back in the day when we just smoke freely in the building. He had something called smoke eaters. They're these big, kind of look like an AC unit, look like an evaporative cooler unit, and it would suck up all the smoke and turn it, basically filter it out. Yeah. I saw them. I was like, it's Mr. Big. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Side note, because she doesn't watch this show. Queen Bee loses her mind when that song comes on. You have a fun. Okay, I like that. I like the funny stories. All right, and then yeah, Chris Cornell. I'm telling you, wow, No, you are not friends with the Cornell family. Really? I got a theory, pal. If I could throw it out, we don't need to discuss, but I got a theory on that. Him and Bourdain and Avicii, I believe, were all connected. They were all, from what I understand, all of them were working on a child trafficking documentary. Yeah. Called The Promise, that sound like he was sadly singing his own obituary in advance. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, they were taken out. Okay. Yeah, bro, I'm telling you. They knew it. I knew it. Chester Bennington as well. Who is Chester Bennington? What do I remember Chester Bennington? God, I love you guys. This just makes so much show. It makes tomorrow's show a lot easier to plan because I get to talk about the stuff I was going to talk about today. Oh my goodness. Audio engineer. Your daughter's an audio engineer. That kicks ass. Met so many of the music idols. I'm jealous and proud of her excelling in the music industry. Oh, she says vinyl's the best. That's rad. James, if she wants to come on the show, God, it'd be so much fun just picking her brain and talking about the music idols. I remember I was I'm not going to say the word. I'll say ninja instead of the word. You know what word I'm talking about. I asked for Dean White because here's the Earth, Wind, and Fire story. And Verdine White, the bass player, kind of does this, moves his knees up back and forth like this. Verdine White. At my sister's wedding, they got married at their house in Pasadena. She married the director of artist relations for a music company. He was friends with Earth, Wind, and Fire. Earth, Wind, and Fire was nice enough to say, hey, dude, you getting married at your pad? Mind if we play a few songs? No lie. At my sister's wedding, Earth, Wind, and Fire played. They were setting up in the garage because there was a garage and it opened a courtyard. There was a guest house, and it wasn't a big, like, palatial kind of thing, but it was a really, really nice yard, and it was in Pasadena. And I asked for Dean White and said, Dean, when was the last time? I met him before. I said, when's the last time you played in a garage? He said, Ninja, I ain't never played in a garage. It's one of my favorite stories. Ninja, I ain't never played in a garage. Just some super, super cool people. Super, super people. No, Greg, Bourdain did not kill himself. I'm almost dead positive of that. I think Cornell didn't kill himself. They tried to pawn it off like he went the same way as Michael Hutchinson, right? From NXS. NXS, he did the whole, the auto suffocation, touch yourself kind of thing. Yeah. I'm like, why? Even if that was the way I went, y'all, here's the deal. If that's the way I go, which it's not, if that's the way I go, y'all make up a story. God, Mike got killed by a bear up in Flagstaff or something like that. He was hunting with a Bowie knife. And he was bear hunting with a toothpick, and the bear won. Something like that. Don't tell the story that I was doing that in my bedroom. Well, again with Tupac. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Avicii had that "Wake Me Up When It's All Over." Yeah, that song. It's not him singing. That's just his song. He's the DJ behind it. But what I understand was the three of them, I don't know if it was the same project, but we're working on basically a very, very strong child trafficking. If you look at Avicii's last video, God, we might do this, guys. We might pull it up. Avicii's last video was very poignant. It was very, here's how they traffic children. And then mysteriously died of some overdose or something like that. Yeah. Greg, I think everybody's getting tired of this. They got shot by Schlep Rock. If they're anywhere in the West Valley on opening day, it's possible. It is definitely possible. I am getting tired of it because in hell yeah, they were working together. See, that's it, man. That's it. I dug Bourdain too. What a dude that just did it his way. Man, he did not play this crap. I mean, he had Obama on the show one time, and I was like, okay, dude, that's kind of the equivalent of a guest appearance on a sitcom when they know when you're jumping the shark at that point. But I was like, it might be connected to that stuff. Who knows, man? But Bourdain just did a show his way. He didn't do it any other way. I was always respectful. Not a huge fan of some of it. I believe one episode there were these duck hunters, and so you guys know my outdoor world. This duck hunters. These guys just hunted duck. That's just what they did. They didn't eat it. They gave it all away. They didn't eat the duck. And he's like, dude, let me show you how to cook duck, and you guys will understand it then. And then their minds were blown. Yeah, good dude. Oh, Grizz, no, the genius. Look, the genius of having that kind of success in the media world, you do have to be a bit of an ass. Yeah, so you do. Bourdain was decidedly not a nice guy from all rights. And I don't know anything about Cornell. I don't know anything about Avicii. I just know that Chris Cornell had probably the best rock voice. When scream is a sustainable octave, that's pretty rad. That is just rad. Yeah, Temple of the Dog too. With him and Vetter, that was pretty solid. While we're off topic, have a new video dropping on Tuesday. Thank you, Rhonda. Yes, okay. While we're off topic, I love that. That's the way to promote that. Absolutely the way to promote that. So yeah, make that. So she got a video dropping next Tuesday. Can you give us a little tease on what the topic is? That would be great, please. Oh, I can imagine that Chris Cornell was a genius. Yeah, Hillary's not going to get locked up. Hillary's not going to get locked up. And by the way, if we have to just wipe the slate clean, if we have to say immunity for all of you money-grubbing scammers, child-running predator pieces of garbage that we all know and see on TV and vote for in elections, if we have to just say, come forward, tell us everything you know, and you will have complete immunity. There was something that I learned. I think the United States would go for that. I think the world would go for that. Okay, as long as we know now, you guys are sick individuals. Your careers are over. No one will ever respect you again. You guys are pieces of garbage. You are the least of these. You are scum. But you helped us out. Appreciate it. Now we know the score. There was when Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested, there was something I learned about called Queen for a Day or King for a Day, depending on the gender identity of the criminal. So essentially, the attorneys get in the room and you can say whatever the hell you want. None of it is admissible. None of it. They're like, you say whatever you want. Throw anyone you want on the bus. Say what you want. They just need to know where they're standing. Called it Queen for a Day. I think if you get like a Hillary in there, you get somebody like an Obama in there, and just say, okay, dude, complete immunity. Just spill. You got 24 hours. Yeah. We'd at least know what happened to his damn chef. Yeah, they can make memes about you. That's it, exactly. Yes. I prefer that on a pizza. Nice reference. Well done there. Okay, so Rhonda is the topic for Tuesday's program. A small town police drama. Rest of Charles Starkweather. Okay. You know my follow-up here. I'm not going to try to ruin anything, but if telling us who Charles Starkweather was or is ruins anything, I definitely don't want to know. So we'll have to do it. But you guys have to check out Rhonda's page. Rhonda's Random Thoughts is a fantastic page. It's got a lot of cool stuff on it. Please go subscribe to that. See, now we're running up against the end of the show, and we did all this cool music talk and all of that. And Grizz, I'd love to know those other bands that you got up there. I mean, who came from that scene? I mean, there's a lot of, but yeah, obviously we talked about Soundgarden, Nirvana, obviously. Nirvana, I've never just been a fan of. I did Foo Fighters, which was just Nirvana, minus their deceased frontman. Speaking of getting taken out, I'll just say Courtney Love capped his ass. I'll just say it. Nobody knew Hole. Nobody bought a Hole album till Kurt Cobain's dead. Now all of a sudden, like, oh, she's a great artist. Mudhoney. Oh, you know a fun song? Oh my God, Grizz. This, a fun song. There was a soundtrack that I highly recommend. This is please keep in mind. Y'all know my redneck roots, but you also don't know if you guys know about my 90s hip hop roots. 90s hip hop, that's a lot like Rob and I. Rob and I got along. If Rob and I were ever in a disagreement, we would talk 90s hip hop and we'd be right back in the game. We'd be right back together. There was a movie with I think Mick Jagger was in the damn thing. Emilio Estevez, Mick Jagger, Judgment Night. You guys remember this? Judgment Night soundtrack took rap artists and alternative bands and put them together on songs. So Mudhoney, this is why I remember this. Mudhoney was with Sir Mix-a-Lot. It's called Freak Mama. Fun song. It's the it's very Mud Honey, but it's Sir Mix-a-Lot, for the love of God. Oh yeah. Wait, the personal favorite. Mother Love Bone, really? Holy man, I forgot about it. That's so. I'm gonna have a good music afternoon. I'll tell you that much. Oh yeah, Judgment Night was a solid film. I just think the soundtrack was great. But Sir Mix-a-Lot in the song says, "I want to put you in the mud, honey, spitting out them guts like it ain't funny." Oh, what? Bob, shut up, dude. This is why I'm telling you the co-host thing. Greg, you are first up on the co-host thing because Greg did ask if he could dip in for about 20 minutes. You will be the first co-host on the show. He just knows that now. I just told him. So, but you say Sir Mix-a-Lot bought your piranhas. Please tell me he's a good dude. I mean, think about the talent of that guy. I mean, whether you like the genre or not, just listen to him. Listen to that song with Mudhoney called Freak Mama. It's just, they've got Cypress Hill and, Cypress Hill? Teenage Fan Club? No, De La Soul and in Teenage Fan Club. That was a good one too. Oh, they sampled Fallen from, you know what I'm talking about. A freaking cool dude. Okay. God dog, you guys. You're the best one. Guys, we got a lot to talk about tomorrow. One of the things I want to talk about tomorrow, and I hope you guys can help me out because this is a really an interesting. Here's a funny story. Let me tell you a funny story. Remember Duncan Sheik? I am barely breathing and I can't find it. Remember that? Yeah. Duncan Sheik, interesting cat. I met him. I met the guy that scored the entire Gladiator soundtrack. That's a weird dude. And but anyway, going back to Duncan Sheik, the company that my ex was working with put him up at a hotel because he was doing some things with their company. When they tell you the titles of the movies that you rent in your room do not appear on the original bill, they do. 2 nights, 9 videos, 9 titles. And I'm not going to tell you the titles. Holy mackerel. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you hated that song? Yeah, I mean, but it was popular. I mean, it's right up there with Toad the Wet Sprocket. You guys, I can go all day talking about music. I'm telling you. Joe Nichols goes, she started a reboot of Baby Got Back with Sir Mix-a-Lot. And then shut up. Joe Nichols. Why do I know that song? I know Joe Nichols. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm checking that out. Huh. I'm learning it so many guys. I love music so much. I just heard a Zach Bryan song called Heavy Eyes. Damn. A fun song. It's a damn fun song. I discovered that last night. I just love discovering new music. I love all this stuff. So I'm definitely checking out this. Yes. Oh, this is too much fun. All right. Arizona Vagabond. Just me out in the desert trying to learn how to whoa. Trying to put it all together. All raw footage. Has the patience to edit. Okay. All right. We're checking that out on Facebook then. All right. Dude, I like this. Okay. There you go. Greg, you know you pitching something, buddy. What you got coming up? Because we got Greg on here. We got Rhonda, Alfred, Arizona Vagabond. I like this. You guys are going to be the most fun co-hosts. I'm telling you. Bring your A game because we're going to have some fun. It literally, we could prep for an entire show each and every day, and then you guys just pull us into some other direction, and it's too much fun. I just have so much damn fun doing this. Yeah. Same side platforms. Yeah, okay. Easier to find. I got that. That's so good. What do you say? Just go, Mike. Is that what you just said, Lynn? Now I'm sticking around. So tomorrow I do want to talk about this. It's something that I see and I don't know why. It's like a trainer. I can't take my eyes off of it. I always watch these stupid videos. But A, why are people falling for them? And B, why are we watching them? It's these videos of, I'm sorry, sir, you can't film in front of my store. I'm sorry, sir, you can't film because this and that. And the cops come inevitably every single time they're in the right. But why don't people know their rights? And there's a story out of Florida, which is crazy. There's a story out of Florida of this trans woman, still very biological male, but trans woman that found a loophole to get her sex changed on her Florida driver's license, and Florida's response to her video is awesome and fun stuff. So, okay, guys, you are the best. You're a ton of fun. We got some stuff to cover tomorrow, and it's going to be a good time. Thank you so much for hanging out. This is In Other News. Thanks for playing along, guys. This has been way too much fun. I'm going to go listen to a lot of music right now. Go have a great rest of your day.